Welcome back, everybody. It's time to do the East region now.
Only one more to go after this.
It's true.
Well, two if you include the Final Four.
Thanks, Carl. So, the number 1 seed, Villanova Wildcats, taking on the Lafayette
Leopards.
Leopards.
Really?
The Leopards. Scott, tell us more about these Leopards.
They're actually first in the NCAA in three-point percentage at 41.
Ooh.
But they also allow 73 points per game, so they're not so good on defense.
Scott, do you think there's actually a chance at an upset here?
Probably not. I don't like Villanova that much, but I don't think they're going to get upset by Lafayette.
Carl, how do you feel? Oh, you already up Villanova down, so I'm going to follow suit. We don't even have to really waste time talking about it. You're right. Okay, that brings us to the NC State Wolfpack versus the LSU Tigers in an 8-9 matchup. I'm going to go with NC State here. I just think they're a slightly better team, even though their record doesn't show it. They're actually ranked higher, though, which I don't understand how this works sometimes. I'm going to go with NC State because I like them. That's it, really. Scott, give me stats to show that I'm not an idiot.
Unfortunately,
I don't know if they're a fast team, but they're a fast break team. They like to cause turnovers.
very good in transition.
Yeah, they're very good in transition. Well, LSU is more of a half-court team. They're made up of a lot of bigger players, and they have the nation's top shot blocker in Jordan Mickey.
Do you know his wingspan?
No, I don't. I don't know that.
It's on Stack.
I failed.
Okay, that's not big.
But they're fourth in rebounds and fourth in blocks per game in the NCAA. I think they're going to slow it down and control the ball, and that's going to drive them to a win.
So Scott's taking LSU. Carl, break this tie here, kid.
I'm gonna go with LSU. I can't argue those stats, man. Those are stats. Those are numbers.
That's why he's the stat guy. All right, Scott. Way to change the bracket.
Hashtag analytics.
Okay. The University of Northern Iowa, I know this, Panthers versus the Wyoming Cowboys.
That's it.
Yes! I guess completely, because who cares about Wyoming, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of not caring about Wyoming, me. I'm going to go with Northern Iowa because I think they're actually a really good team. I think they're a little low-seeded just because they came out of Missouri Valley, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? They get my vote. Scott, what do your stats say?
I'm going to go with them also. They pulled that upset off in 2010. I think they went to the Final Four. They went really deep in 2010 with Ali Farouk Manesh still on the team.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. All right.
And my previous team.
Oh, I see here they upset the top-seeded Kansas in 2010. That's a key
So it's
stat.
good to reflect back on your notes.
But I mean, they have that experience. He's coming back, and they have their All-American Seth Tuttle, and they're also fourth in points allowed per game. So they play a good defense. I don't think Wyoming can really compete.
And Sam Tuttle was a character in For Love of the Game.
Now we know.
Bell point, fun fact.
All right. 4-13 matchup. UC Irvine taking on Louisville.
I gotta tell you, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off,
please
but
go.
when this matchup came out, I keep hearing everywhere that Louisville, this is their worst team they've had in years. And when I saw UC Irvine, now, granted, I don't watch Bell and Big West basketball.
It's Big West.
But when I heard that they had the tallest player in the nation at 7'6", and his name was Mohamed Maduma Ndiaye, who was another guy who used to play in the NBA with the same exact name. He is 7'6" tall.
Are we sure they're not the same person?
Apparently he must be very raw though, because he only averages 10 points and 5 rebounds a game. 5 rebounds a game at 7'6".
Shouldn't that be more?
The rim is at 10 foot.
Yeah.
You figure his arms alone should be able to reach over the rim.
So above the rim.
I was so excited to see this guy play, and apparently he's just not where he needs to be yet. So I'm going to take Louisville.
Scott?
It's okay, he's only a sophomore. He's got a couple more years.
I understand that.
I think it might be, I mean, as far as upsets go, I don't think it's going to happen. It might come close to one. UC Irvine has a great defense, but I mean, they've been competing against teams in the Big West, and now they're going to meet somebody coming from out of the ACC, coached by Rick Pitino. I think it's going to be domination.
Louisville moving on. That brings us to the 6-11 matchup. First, we got to pick Boise State versus Dayton. Personally, I like Dayton. Carl, how do you feel about it?
I feel as if the commissioner of the committee said Dayton was the very last team in, and it's Dayton, and fuck Dayton, and oh, Boise State.
Okay. Still going Dayton. Scott?
I agree with Carl and fuck Dayton.
What?
They actually don't have a player taller than 6'6" in their starting lineup. They got a weird team.
They're pretty small.
But I think they're gonna beat Boise State and move on to Providence.
That's what I think too. So who wins, Dayton or Providence, Scott?
I'm gonna go Providence.
Why?
They have one of the best perimeter duos in the nation with LaDontae Henton and Chris Dunn. And I don't think anybody on Dayton Flyers is going to come out on their perimeter and defend them. Especially if they're shorter than 6'6".
Carl? Do you go with Providence too?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I didn't think Dayton would get past Boise. So
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So Providence, moving on. And that brings us to the 3-14 matchup, Oklahoma versus Albany. Carl, you got any interesting facts about Albany?
not so much facts as much as just like I'm kind of in love with their intangibles, you know? You want to talk about grit and toughness? Down by 7 with 2 minutes left in their conference championship game, Peter Hooley hits a 3-pointer, 1.6 seconds left. Put them into the NCAA tournament. Now I know what you're thinking. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Peter Hooley?
What about it?
He missed 8 games this year because he had to go back to Australia to deal with his mother's illness, and she passed away.
What?
So for him to come back and have a moment like that, it really just, it really speaks to their character, I think.
I know that hits home for you, pal.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with. Oh, wait a minute! And while we're at it, Albany 5th visit to the NCAA is on a lighter note. They didn't get into the first time until 2005, and since then 4 more times, including this year. I like Albany here. I feel like they got experience. I know Sooners are a 3 seed, but like I said, I just feel something special in my loins with this team.
So that's playing with your heart. Now with playing with your head, Scott.
Oklahoma runs a run and gun offense. They got a strong defense. They're actually one of the better teams in the tournament. You almost made the case for pulling my heartstrings there, but I don't think they're going to have the energy to beat Oklahoma.
Yeah, people's moms die like all the time, so I'm going to go with Oklahoma here. But that was a really good, touching story, and you did your best.
Did a lot of research on that.
Thank you.
I tried to get him here for an interview by satellite, but unfortunately with the whole tournament happening in 2 days.
Yeah, it's a little busy right now. Jerk. Michigan State, Georgia? Who do you like better? I think I'm going to go with Michigan State.
I think about Michigan State. I mostly hate all SEC teams. Not that I hate them, I just feel like they're not good.
This isn't football.
It's not football.
Well, one of them is pretty good.
Well, yeah, but that's because they cheat.
I'm not even going to start this one live.
No, let's
No, we're not having this
let's
conversation on
start.
live TV.
You obviously realize that they're going to, in like 5 years from now, Caleb Berry is going to come down and it's going to be like, oh, guess what? He took race car ethics for like a major.
I think actually that's a thing.
It's not a thing.
You would need to be ethical in a race car. You wouldn't want to kill people.
Yeah, but it's not a college major. You're just going to find out that it comes down to like Syracuse and North Carolina. They're going to sit there punching grades.
Excuse me. Did you go to Kentucky?
No.
How do you know it's not a major?
Because
You didn't even do that.
you don't get 10 All-Americans on one team.
Your jealousy is a little distracting to the public right now. This is live TV. You can't do this, okay? We talked about
I
this.
know, but
We talked about this. Michigan State or Georgia? Thank you. Scott, facts, go.
Tom Izzo is one of the best coaches in the NCAA, and he's always strong tournament time. But he hasn't been strong lately. But I think they're still going to win.
Yeah,
Georgia's not good.
I think Michigan State's going to win too. I don't really like Georgia that much. I think Michigan State's a better team. I think they're going to move on. Virginia Belmont, the 2-15 matchup. Virginia is a really good team. I know they lost a couple recently, but they've been a good team all year. And I don't think they're going to lose to a 15 seed anytime soon. Scott, you got anything to add to that?
They only have 3 losses, and they're first in points allowed at 50, which is a very low score in college basketball. I don't think Belmont really has anything to overcome there. So I'm going Virginia.
Keeping it professionals, as always.
I will also go Virginia, even though I just learned that Belmont are the Bears. Bruins. I did it again.
They're the Bears.
But a Bruin is a bear.
No way. They're the Bruins?
Yes.
I also just learned this.
Yeah.
You go,
I did the same
Belmont.
thing.
Anyways, Villanova versus LSU. I'm going to take Villanova based on Carl's earlier most SEC teams suck theory. I didn't even think LSU would beat NC State, who also sucks. Just want to remember that. Villanova moving on, even though I think they're... never mind. Continue. Scott?
Like I said before, I'm not sold on Villanova.
That's what I was
We
gonna
watched Villanova versus Xavier in the regular season, and if it weren't for the refs, they would have lost to a Xavier team. That's
Only
right.
only a poor sport would play.
Yeah, then they beat Xavier by 16 in the conference championship game, so
So they're inconsistent.
the referees are inconsistent.
Good work.
I think they're gonna win, but I just don't think they're gonna go very far.
I have Nova also.
Okay. Now, Carl, tell me about Northern Iowa versus Louisville.
I like Northern Iowa here, and sort of the small upset 5/4. I mean, when you look at it conference-wise, obviously, Mountain West, Missouri Valley Conference is a lot smaller than the ACC.
That's the one.
So conference-wise, it's an upset. But talent-wise, this year, I think that Northern Iowa's the better team.
I agree with everything Carl just said. He pretty much took the words right out of my mouth. Scott, do you have anything to add?
Probably
Maybe
not.
with Northern Iowa moving on.
One little stat is Louisville made the Final Four 2 of the last 3 years. This year's not going to be one of them.
No Russ Smith
They don't have the
this
same
year.
team.
No Russ Smith.
It's true.
All right, Providence versus Oklahoma. Carl, who you got?
Pass.
Scott, I'm passing to you because you have all the stats.
I have Oklahoma. I think
Okay.
they're a good defense and they're a good offense. They're just all around.
That makes them pretty good, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, by that logic, I'm going to take Oklahoma myself. I actually didn't think Providence was going to get this far to begin with, so we'll get that moving on. Michigan State, Virginia. Scott, we're going to let you kick this one off too.
I feel like this is going to be a really boring game.
Yeah.
But I don't think Michigan State has what it takes to overcome Virginia this year. And Virginia's going to move on.
Carl, how do you feel about that? It's charity. It's nice.
I also like Virginia.
Well, if that settles the kids, Virginia moving on. To bring us to the 1-5 matchup, Villanova versus the Northern Iowa Panthers, and I think this is going to be an upset personally. I've liked Northern Iowa most of the year. I think they're a very good team. Scott touched on it a little bit that he doesn't think Villanova is very good. They're a little shaky, especially as a 1 seed. I'm going for the upset. Scott, what do you think?
I'm going to go. I think this is where Villanova finally falls off.
Carl?
I know my thought doesn't count, but I really think Villanova is really, really, really good this year. I have to take Northern Iowa because these two took them, but Villanova is a really good team this year.
Not good enough.
I'm writing Villanova. That's how good I think they are, apparently. Okay.
That's because you're left-handed. That's why you always say
I am left-handed. That is why I always sit on that side. Some people find left-handedness attractive.
That's fine, you're attractive. So,
Scoring some points.
so you get to tell me the winner of Oklahoma, Virginia.
Well, if you would have told me about 5 minutes ago that it would be Oklahoma and Virginia, I would have said Virginia all the way. But then Scott, my main man Scott, came with me and said Oklahoma is one of the best teams in the whole entire tournament. And now, I don't know what I want to do here. I still want to take Virginia, but apparently Oklahoma is an all-around game. And I'm going to take Virginia, and I want to go to Scott. I want to bypass you because I think Scott's going to end up taking Oklahoma. But I want to make sure.
I am going to take Oklahoma. I mean, they're limiting their opponents to 63 points per game. Virginia's only scoring 65 points per game, and On the other side of that, Oklahoma is scoring 72 points per game. So, I mean, those are pretty good numbers. If you're going to limit somebody to 63 and score 72.
So you're telling me there's a 7-point differential between Oklahoma and .4 points against?
Yes.
And there's a 15-point differential for Virginia?
As far as...
.4 points against?
Sure.
So you said earlier they scored 50 points against, and now
50.
you're telling me they score 65 a game. So you're telling me that Virginia has an 8-point advantage over .4 points against per game?
There's too much math involved in this.
Go on, I'm sorry. I didn't mean, I just wanted to, I wasn't calling you out, I just wanted to I want to make sure I had my stats correct.
My point is Oklahoma is more adept at scoring the ball than Virginia is. They're going to overcome their strong defense.
See, I kind of want to go with Oklahoma too, because the way Virginia gets teams to 50 points is that they slow everything down. And teams that slow everything down, eventually, if they don't make the most of their possessions, well, they tend to lose. So it's going to have to catch up to them sometime. With all the Oklahoma's one of the best teams in the tournament stuff I've been hearing from recent pundits, I'm going to go with Oklahoma in a mild upset to move on to take on Northern Iowa in a weird bracket. And if it happens, we pretty much have won this WGR thing. So
We mean we've won your brackets for you.
Yes.
You no personal gain out of this.
we've already won your heart. Carl, you pretty much picked both of these teams to lose last round, so
Yes.
you're going to pick the one that wins.
And now I have no choice. I have to go with Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, but just to make Scott have to make this decision, I'm taking Northern Iowa because I don't want to have to do that part. Scott, to you.
Oklahoma.
To the Final Four, Oklahoma
And
City.
it turns out that they are one of the best teams in the tournament after all.
Who knew?
Well, we'll be right back with our South bracket in just a moment. Or, in reality, these videos take like
Just go get it.
45 minutes to upload. I know, but I don't want people to understand that I'm going to upload one tonight.
Fuck your